Here's a number I want you to sit with for a moment. $182,000. That is the median amount of lifetime retirement income that Americans are leaving on the table, permanently, by claiming Social Security at the wrong age. Not by making a bad investment, not by getting scammed, just by checking the wrong box on a government form at the wrong time without fully understanding what they were doing. A landmark study published by the National Bureau of Economic Research found that among households headed by workers aged 45 to 62, the median loss in lifetime spending power from claiming Social Security too early was estimated at $182,000. More than 90% of workers in that age range would maximize their lifetime spending power by delaying benefits until age 70. And yet, in 2024, nearly 1/4 of new retired worker beneficiaries started Social Security at age 62, and nearly half of them claimed Social Security before age 66. Today, I'm going to walk you through the exact numbers, what you get at 62, at 67, and at 70, the specific situations where claiming early actually makes sense, and the one factor that changes everything that most financial advisors forget to mention. Let me give you the hard numbers first, because the difference between claiming at 62 versus 70 is far larger than most people realize. According to the Social Security Administration, for someone who earned the taxable maximum in every working year and retires in 2026, claiming at age 62 yields $2,969 per month. Claiming at full retirement age of 67 yields $4,152 per month. And claiming at age 70 yields $5,181 per month. That gap between 62 and 70 is $2,212 per month, every single month, for the rest of your life. That is $26,544 per year of additional income, guaranteed, inflation-adjusted, backed by the US government, simply for waiting 8 years. Now, those are maximum benefit numbers. Let's make it more real using average benefit amounts. Using the 2026 average retired worker benefit of $2,071 as a baseline, claiming at 62 drops that check to roughly $1,450 per month. Waiting until 70 pushes it to about $2,568 per month. That is a gap of more than $1,100 monthly, or over $13,400 per year. Here's how the math works mechanically. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. Claiming early at 62 results in a permanent reduction of between 5% and 6.67% for each year you claim before that age. Delaying past full retirement age increases your benefit by 8% per year up until age 70. All things being equal, someone who waits until 70 could receive about 77% more per month than someone who claimed at 62. That increase is capped at age 70. Delayed retirement credits stop accumulating at that birthday. There is no additional benefit from waiting past 70. So the window is ages 62 to 70. 8 years that determine a permanent monthly income difference that will follow you for the rest of your life. Whatever you decide, you cannot undo it easily. This decision matters more than almost any other financial choice you will make in retirement. The most common objection to waiting until 70 is this: but I'll be collecting for fewer years. Won't I miss out? It is a fair question, and the answer comes down to what financial planners call the break-even point. Here is how to think about it. If you claim at 62, you start collecting a smaller check immediately. If you wait until 70, you collect nothing for 8 years, but then receive a much larger check forever. The break-even point is the age at which the person who waited has finally collected as much in total benefits as the person who claimed early. The break-even point for most claiming decisions typically falls somewhere between ages 78 and 82, depending on the specific ages being compared. What does that mean in practical terms? If you live past roughly age 80, waiting to claim almost always comes out ahead. If you have reason to believe you will not live past 78, serious health condition, family history of early death, then claiming earlier can make sense. But here's the uncomfortable truth about how Americans assess this. Most Americans dramatically underestimate how long they will live. According to actuarial data, a 62-year-old man today has a 50% chance of living past 83. A 62-year-old woman has a 50% chance of living past 86. For couples, there is a 50% chance that at least one spouse lives past 90. You are probably going to live longer than you think. And every year you live past that break-even point, the person who waited until 70 comes out further and further ahead by $1,100 or more per month, compounding for potentially 2 decades. It is worth noting that you do not have to begin collecting Social Security by your 70th birthday, but your benefit will not increase if you delay past then. There is no reason to wait past 70. Now let me give you the honest counter-argument, because there are real situations where claiming early at 62, 63, 64, or 65 is the right decision. I am not here to tell everyone to wait until 70. I am here to make sure you make an informed decision. If you have been diagnosed with a terminal or serious chronic illness, or if your family history strongly suggests a shorter life expectancy, the break-even math changes dramatically. Claiming early to maximize the years you collect can be the right call. Only you and your doctor can assess this honestly. Many older workers are being nudged into early retirement as companies downsize. If you find yourself in part-time or gig economy work and struggling to cover basic expenses, filing for Social Security early and taking lower benefits may be what you need to make ends meet. Smaller guaranteed check today is better than no income today. Financial theory is cold comfort when the rent is due. If you are the lower earner in a couple and your spouse is the higher earner, there can be a coordinated strategy where the lower earner claims at 62 to provide household income, while the higher earner waits until 70 to maximize the larger benefit, and importantly, to maximize the survivor benefit that the surviving spouse will receive after one partner passes. Delaying the higher earner's claim to increase their retirement benefit provides a bigger Social Security payment for the surviving spouse after the first partner dies. If you have a large 401k, IRA, or pension that can support your retirement expenses from age 62 to 70 comfortably, you are in the ideal position to wait. Your Social Security delay is essentially an 8% guaranteed return per year, better than almost any bond or savings product available. But this only works if you have the savings to bridge the gap. If you claim Social Security before full retirement age and are still working, you may be subject to the earnings test. Work income above $24,480 in 2026 triggers $1 withheld for every $2 earned above that limit. If you plan to keep earning meaningfully, claiming early while working can actually reduce your benefits during the earning years. The withheld amounts are returned through higher payments once you reach full retirement age, but it creates cash flow complexity in the meantime. Here's the question I know a lot of you are thinking right now, and I want to address it directly. With the Social Security Trust Fund projected to be depleted by 2032 and potential cuts of 23 to 28% on the horizon, should you claim early to protect yourself? The answer from financial experts is a clear no, and here is why. If you are skeptical about the future of Social Security or wary of potential changes, you may be tempted to start benefits early, assuming that it is better to have something than nothing. Instead, financial advisors suggest using that concern as a good reason to save more and earlier for retirement. Here is the math that makes this clear. If you claim at 62 and receive $1,450 per month, and then a 28% cut happens in 2032, your check drops to $1,044 per month. If you waited until 70 and received $2,568 per month, and then a 28% cut happens, your check drops to $1,849 per month. You are still $805 per month ahead by having waited, even after the cut. An across-the-board reduction hits whatever benefit you are already receiving, regardless of when you claimed. Claiming at 62 permanently cuts your monthly benefit by around 30%, and a future reduction would compound on top of that smaller base. Claiming early to protect yourself from future cuts actually makes the cuts hit harder, not softer. The math strongly favors delaying whenever possible. Whether you are thinking of claiming next year or 10 years from now, here are the 3 most important preparation steps. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. Pull up your benefit statement. You will see your projected monthly benefit at age 62, at your full retirement age, and at age 70, all based on your actual earnings history. These are personalized numbers, not the averages I have been citing. Your numbers may be higher or lower. Know them. They are the foundation of your entire retirement income plan. AARP has a free Social Security calculator at aarp.org/Social Security. The SSA also has its own retirement estimator at ssa.gov/estimator. Plug in your real numbers and see your personal break-even point. Do this before you make any claiming decision. A lower earning spouse can claim on the higher earner's record for up to 50% of their full retirement age benefit. Sequencing who claims when can meaningfully increase lifetime household income. This is a complex calculation that genuinely benefits from an hour with a fee-only financial advisor or a Social Security specialist. The cost of that advice is almost always worth it given the lifetime income at stake. Today's bottom line. More than 90% of Americans aged 45 to 62 would maximize their lifetime spending power by delaying Social Security to age 70, according to a landmark NBER study. The median cost of claiming too early is $182,000 in lifetime income. The break-even is roughly ages 78 to 82. Claiming early to beat the 2032 trust fund cuts actually makes future cuts worse, not better. If you can wait, wait. If you genuinely cannot, claim with full information. This is genuinely one of the most important financial topics I cover on this channel. If it helped you, please hit like and subscribe right now, and share it with anyone you know who is approaching retirement. Drop a comment. How old are you, and what age are you planning to claim? I read every single response. See you tomorrow.